All right, so go ahead and state your name and tell me your ride. What are we looking at?
All right, my name is Dylan, and this is my 2015 Honda Civic Si sedan.
Dude, I am so jealous, and we were just talking about it. The last year of the NA, yeah, the K24 in here, VTEC, freaking love it to death, man. Now, tell me why Honda and why Civic Si, because I think it's a wonderful option for daily and for getting your starting in like tuning, racing, any of that nature. Tell me why this car.
So I actually looked around at a lot of different options. I looked at Focus STs, Fiesta STs, GTIs, but ultimately when I was comparing like the reliability, the daily ability, and especially the value, the Civic was just clearly the best choice.
Absolutely. Now tell me, are you a Honda nut, or like you said, you kind of mentioned other kind of cars. What's kind of your purpose with the car scene? Are you trying to build something race, maybe some autocross, or you want to do a freeway runner, or what's it all about?
I mean, I'm definitely open to all of those. I thought a bit about autocross and maybe doing some track days with it, but mostly I just kind of want it to be like a fun daily driver, because as it is, it's pretty capable to, take to a track or something and beat on, because they just take it. Hondas just take it.
Mm-hmm. And again, naturally aspirated. How do you feel about the new Civic SIs, the Turbo 1.5s, and the direction Honda's kind of going with their vehicles?
I'd actually considered like financing a brand new 11th gen, but I was looking at the price and I was just looking at all the factors, and in the end, I just found that this was a better value.
Absolutely, and I think so too. Now, give us the benefits of sedan life. I mean, you can take all your friends, you can take all your groceries. I mean, what do you put back there?
I mean, I've only actually had the car for like 2 days, so I've yet to explore like the practicality of it. But I did consider the coupe as well. But I found the sedan, I test drove it. The guy had all the maintenance records for it. One owner car, like the dude was on top of it, and I was just feeling really good about it. Modern steel metallic. I didn't find another one in modern steel metallic. But I think it's gonna be great and practical. I used to have a Ford Fiesta, and that thing was small. Like it had four doors.
I had the Mazda 2, the 2011 Mazda 2. Yeah, so nice. It was the same thing.
Nice.
Now, okay, so you just found this. You did your research. You did your grind. Can you give us any advice on how to search for a car, and what were some of your non-negotiables? What can you do to help those that are listening try to find a used car online?
Definitely be patient and don't be afraid to walk away from the deal. I had to do a lot of negotiation with the previous owner of this car. We went back and forth on a lot of different prices. Like there were certain things that I just wasn't going to compromise on. Like I wanted to know, if I get a Carfax, maintenance history, it had to be a clean title, had to have under 100,000 miles. Like ultimately, I think it just comes down to what you want. Like just explore all the options, find out what's in your budget, find out what each car offers, little features, and this has this power, that has that power. Ultimately, you'll find what you like.
I love what you said. Be able to walk away. Don't feel like this is the only car you can get right now and you're never going to get it back again. I think if people have that and say, you know what, there's still this and this wrong, I want to say yes, but I gotta go. I think that's going to help a lot of people. Tell me, in the future, you're starting with a wonderful platform. Are you keeping this, or where would you like to see yourself in 5 years, 10 years, with kind of where you feel your car journey is going to grow to?
Well, the bank owns it for 5 years, so I'm going to have to keep it for at least that long. And maybe after that, maybe I'll start looking into a bit more performance mods. I'll think about building the motor. Everybody and their brother's mother wants me to turbo it, and I'm just like, I want to keep it NA. Like that's kind of the beauty of these Hondas, these NA Hondas, is that you can rev them out. They got all the torque where you need it, and they're just bulletproof. And I want to keep it good and running.
That's cool. No V8s, no Mustangs, no any of that in the future?
I mean, I love GT350s. I mean, I think the Voodoo V8 is just a beautiful sounding motor. That's kind of like my dream right now.
Okay.
But I definitely want to keep this around for a very long time.
Very good, and I hope you do. Last question. California wants to transition to electrification in the next 15 to 20 years. Is definitely going to be for your generation. What are your thoughts of electric cars in the future, the car culture?
Electric cars are very controversial, especially among car enthusiasts. There are definitely a lot of advantages and disadvantages to electric vehicles. But I personally think that it's a good concept, but it just needs to be refined more. Battery technology, making the batteries last longer, making, charge times less. Like, there are certain cars, like, I mean, you saw the MX-30 that Mazda just put out with only 100 miles of range. Like, what are you going to do with that? Like, I feel like it's kind of being rushed into the American populace. Like, there's still a lot of value in internal combustion engines, even diesel engines. Like if Dieselgate hadn't have happened, we could have got some very good diesel vehicles
I never thought
that
about
were
that,
extremely fuel efficient. But I mean, I don't think electric is something that needs to be rushed into. Just the automakers need to take their time, do their research, and we're seeing more and more electric vehicles come out. And there's amazing ones: e-tron GTRS, Taycan. The Mach-E. It's controversial, but it's a cool car in the end.
Yeah. And I think I like what you said. They don't need to rush it, even though California's trying to pioneer it, New York's trying to pioneer it. I think the battery technology definitely has to improve, the infrastructure. And you mentioned, too, just the fact that they're so hard to get into in terms of the price. And I have to buy a used one when someone else drained the battery. They've driven it in the Mojave Desert. It's like, what the hell am I supposed to do with this? Now the range isn't what it could have been. But I really appreciate your time. The light's not that great. I'm just going to take a couple of photos of your car. But where could we find your Instagram? Do you want to give any shout outs? Where can we follow you?
Yeah, so my Instagram is at simplysi15. And that's just my car account and my personal account. So if anything on there is cursed, I warned you here and now.
There it is. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.